Greetings. Today I would like to show you a mod I've developed for Fallout New Vegas that is called Full Auto Conversion. What is this mod about? What features does it have? Well, it allows you to convert your semi-automatic weapons into fully automatic versions. The weapons I chose to convert are early game weapons that are quickly discarded and forgotten about. Thus, by converting them into fully automatic versions, this mod gives them second life, if you wish. Several late game weapons can be converted too, but they've been tweaked and balanced so as not to be overpowered. So without further ado, I would like to show you the crafting process. If we approach the workbench, okay, so the recipes for ordinary non-unique weapons are always visible. You can see we can mod a 45 auto pistol with a DLC optional plugin, a 10mm pistol, 12.7mm pistol, 9mm pistol, service rifle. Also, you can convert a riot shotgun. Its recipe is always visible, and you don't have to equip it for the recipe to become visible, unlike other recipes, because it has no mods. So let's begin with a 10mm pistol for demonstration purposes. An ordinary 10mm pistol. As you can see, the recipe requires pistol itself, 1 duct tape, 1 scrap metal, 1 wonder glue and 1 wrench. Also 25 repair. 1 10mm pistol full auto ordered. So yes, this is it. If we compare the stats to a, say, 9mm submachine gun, we can see that 10mm full auto pistol has more damage per shot and higher DPS, but it has lower ammunition capacity. Thus, it can't keep this high DPS up for a long time. Also, it has quite a lot of spread, so as not to be overpowered. Okay, let's try to mod a unique weapon. Maria, for example. The thing with unique weapons is that their recipes are not visible until you have them equipped. We can see a recipe for Maria has showed up. It requires the Maria itself, 9mm pistol extended max, scrap metal, wonder glue and wrench. Convert. Maria full auto. If we compare its stats with, say, Ventus 9mm submachine gun, we can see that damage 17, DPS 224, damage 20, DPS 224. They are about equal in damage and DPS, but Maria has bonus critical chance while having a smaller magazine. Also, it has smaller weight and I think it's quite balanced while being still quite powerful. Alright, this concludes the demo of crafting. I think we will continue with the shooting demo. Let's continue at this improvised shooting gallery. First of all, I would like to show you the location of the stash where you can find fully automatic versions of modded weapons. It's near Doc's house, under this boulder here. You can see it sticking out. Alright, with that out of the way, let's test. Let's start with the 10mm full auto pistol. So, first of all, let's see it in first person, full auto. As you can see, it has quite a lot of spread, but the rate of fire is high, the reload is rather short, and you can use this weapon in close combat rather effectively, I think. It also accepts modifications such as scope and extended max. Extended max I just used while showing you the crafting portion, so I can't equip it right now. Sorry. Let's see it with the scope equipped. Still fairly accurate for such stats. Let's continue. The next weapon is a 10mm pistol. It has more spread, but if we compare the stats with the 10mm submachine gun, we can see that it's also a bit more powerful. So I think it's justified that you would use this gun at, say, such distance, and you can hit most of the shots if you use iron sights. The gun also accepts all of the modifications that are available for its vanilla counterpart, such as an extended mag, a laser sight, and a suppressor. Alright, next up. Also, the animations in third person have their slides and bolts animated too. Alright, next up is .45. .45 is available for conversion if you use the optional Honest Hearts plugin. If we compare its stats to the submachine gun, we can see that it is more ammo effective, but it has much less ammo capacity, so you should use this again as a close range weapon that packs quite a punch, but you have to reload it often. It can shoot its whole mag very quickly indeed. And the spread is rather high, almost as high as the submachine gun. This weapon again accepts all of the modifications that are available in the vanilla game, but I've added a extended mags mod also for the full auto version of the gun, to alleviate the problem with the small magazine a little bit. So now it's quite a formidable weapon, and it doesn't weigh quite as much as this machine gun. Alright, 12.7 millimeter pistol next. If we compare the stats to the submachine gun, we can see that it's more ammo effective, its damage is higher, but the DPS is not quite as high. It was done for balance reasons, basically. So it's powerful, but not overpowered, as you can get a 12.7 millimeter pistol quite early in the game. Let's see. The accuracy again is not a pinpoint in the slightest, but I suppose it works well enough against basically any targets at this distance. The gun accepts vanilla mods, silencer, such as the mod I've added, extended max mod. It's not quite as close to the SMGs as the smallest full auto pistols. Still, its usefulness is much improved compared to the semi-auto version. Next we have service rifles. So, when balancing a service rifle, I try to factor in the mods that can be installed on it. So if we see, the damage is 17, DPS 173. Assault carbine has damage 13, DPS 158, and damage threshold reduction of 10, if I'm not mistaken. So they are kinda close. The service rifle is heavier and can become more powerful if the right ammo is used, or if it's modded. So in its unmodded full auto state, let's see how it works. It fires quite fast and is more accurate than full auto pistols, while still having some spread. It can be modded, including the mod I've added in this mod, the extended mags mod. The extended mags are purely stat based. Unfortunately, I haven't done a model for them yet. So, a fully modded, fully automatic service rifle in action. It becomes quite viable to use such a weapon in the mid and late game, I think, with the right perks. And it's quite fun. Alright, next up are... no, it's a riot shotgun. Riot shotgun, when converted to full auto, you cannot fire as fast in single fire mode. What I want to say, it's easier to show. So in normal riot shotgun, you can fire it pretty fast in semi-auto mode. Full auto riot shotgun cannot be fired as fast single semi-automatic mode, but it can fire much faster in full auto. So as you can see, the fire rate is inconsistent if I try to fire single shots, and in full auto it fires faster. But to balance it, I changed the caliber, the gauge from 12 to 20, while increasing the capacity a little bit and lowering the damage overall. So the damage per shot is lower, but the DPS is a little bit higher. So a regular auto shotgun and then riot shotgun to compete with late game, say, plasma weapons, especially if you load it with slugs. It's a formidable and fun weapon to use, I think. Oh, next up we have Unix Maria full auto. If we compare its stats to the, say, Vance's machine gun, they're quite close, but Maria is more ammo efficient again and has lower capacity. In action, it also has a larger magazine than a semi-auto Maria. Right. Also, as for Unix, a light shining in darkness and survivalist rifle can be converted if using the Honest Arts plugin. So, a light shining in darkness, damage 31, DPS 317, comparing to the submachine gun, damage 26, DPS 290. So it's lighter and basically in some ways better, but the capacity is still low and the spread is quite high. Let's see it in action. Okay. Survivalist rifle. I've tried to make this weapon more viable, to revitalize it basically, because in its vanilla state it is worse than a .27 submachine gun, substantially. Now, if we compare them, damage 36, DPS 329, damage 48, DPS 318, and a bigger magazine upon conversion. Now it can be used, I think, quite effectively. Let's see in action. The spread is quite high, but so is the rate of fire. It's very effective against unarmored opponents, and even against armored opponents I think it's quite good too, while not overpowered. Alright, I think I've shown everything, but there are some minor gripes. Okay, the first is on pistols there is a slight problem with animations. So if you fire full auto it looks quite good, but if you try to fire single shots the animation can desync. As you can see here, the slide will not return to its place. As I've researched this problem, I haven't found a solution. So for now it has to make do. It also can manifest if you fire shot bursts. If this bothers you too much, you can follow the instructions on the mod page to delete the animations, custom animations that come from Weapon Animations Replacer. But the slide and the hammer will not be animated at all, but there will be no problems either. So you can choose between a working slide and hammer and some problems, and basically no animations but safe and no bugs. Also, one little bug that I found, in first person riot shotgun looks okay, but in third person the firing mechanism sticks out of the back of the weapon a little bit. It's not critical, I think, it's just purely cosmetical. Okay, so I hope I've showed all the relevant info you needed about this mod. Hope you'll use it, hope you'll find it useful, and post your feedback on the mod page. Thank you very much for your time.